Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for stopping by and supporting my channel, clicking on my video. So today's video is actually going to be a tag, and this tag was actually started by Jen Phelps here on YouTube. I really do love her channel. I watch her channel pretty regularly, almost every upload. She is very great with her reviews. She's very honest. She's recommended really great products, and she's also really good at updating everyone on, or updating, her subscribers on new makeup releases. And I think that that's something that is really great, because I feel like sometimes whenever you're wanting to, maybe like you're just considering a product, you want a review, and she's very quick at basically uploading those reviews. So anyways, this is the Drugstore Makeup Tag, and it has 14 questions. I thought it was really fun answering all of the questions whenever I was planning for this video. She did this video a long time ago, so it's definitely well overdue. I'm so excited to talk about drugstore makeup with you all, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first question is, if you could only use one drugstore or affordable brand, what would it be? So I went ahead and chose Maybelline. So Maybelline is just one of those brands that I just really enjoy a lot of products from. I love their like Blur Stick Primer. I love their Matte and Poreless and Dewy and Smooth Foundation. I also like their City Bronzer. There's I don't know if I have a blush from them, but I'm pretty sure there's one that I would like. I also do know that they came out with that new like Nudes of New York eyeshadow palette. I haven't tried that one because I do have the Too Faced, like the Natural Nudes palette, and supposedly those are dupes for each other. But I've heard really great things about that new Maybelline palette, so I feel like I would be covered as far as eyeshadow goes. I really love their tattoo studios. They are so nice. I think that they give a lot of color to the eyelids, and they last really long throughout the day. I just think overall they're such a really great brand, and they have great brow products as well, setting sprays, etc. So I really enjoy them, and I think I would be perfectly fine with sticking with them if I needed to. So the second question, what is the most underrated drugstore / affordable brand? I have to go with Flower Beauty. I feel like Flower Beauty is never spoken about on YouTube, and if it is, it's by the same YouTubers like that over and over again. I really enjoy Flower Beauty. Their foundation isn't as much of a favorite as it used to be, but I still do think it's a nice foundation. The shade range is awful, but if you can find a shade that works for you, I think it's worth checking out. The concealer though is amazing. The Light Illusion concealer, it is full coverage. I would say it's more medium to full coverage, but it has a really nice finish, and it's very smooth and creamy. And I really do enjoy using that. Their blush bombs are amazing. I absolutely love those. I feel like they really opened up the gate for me when it came to cream and liquid blush. So I'm really thankful that I have discovered those. I really love their highlighting palette. So overall, Flower Beauty is really great. And I'm really sad that you can't really find them at Walmart or Ulta anymore. So I feel like now you have to order either from Ulta's website, or you have to order from Flower Beauty's website. So that's, a little bit sad, but I think they're definitely underrated. So the third question is, what's the most overrated drugstore / affordable brand? Now, all of the drugstore tag videos that I've seen so far, a lot of people have said Morphe. I do agree, although I feel like a lot of people are starting to realize that Morphe is just, they don't have the best business practices. It's, in customer service and so forth. They do some very shady things. But also, I just feel like a lot of people are starting to realize that Morphe just isn't really it anymore, at least in my opinion. I feel like I don't really have to go in depth over that, but I feel like I'm going to be attacked. I don't really get very many comments, but I feel like if I did, like, I would be attacked by saying this, because I really do like this brand, but I think they're overrated. And that's Colourpop. They have good products, okay? They have really great, prices and products, and they have really great eyeshadow formulas, but everything that they come out with sells out, like everything. And to me, I'm like, okay, that's a bit overrated in my opinion. Like there are things that I look at and I'm just like, I don't really like that. I don't think it's, I'm going to be honest with you. It's been a very long time since Colourpop came out with something that I wanted. I haven't purchased something from Colourpop in a very long time. If I have, I probably picked it up from Ulta. But as far as like actually having a Colourpop haul from their website, it's been a long time because nothing that they've come out with recently has like impressed me. I think the last thing that I actually was gaga for, I was drooling over, was the Going Coconuts palette. And that is stunning. And so many people love that. And that is, you know, it rightfully deserves, you know, the hype. But not everything. Like, I don't understand why everything sells out. Like, you can go to their website and it's like ghost town on there. Like, everything is sold out. So I think it's a little bit overrated. They also are going up in prices. Why is no one talking about this? Like, their last foundation was $16. Like, that's moving into high end. Yeah, so they're just a little bit overrated in my opinion. They're really, really good, but does everything need to be sold out? I don't see why. The fourth question, what is your favorite drugstore product under $5? So this is probably going to be, I have like 3 answers to this and I feel really bad, but the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes, by far, they are so good. The shade Mellow Wine is my favorite. It is such a stunning formula. It's a matte blush, but it doesn't look like flat matte on your skin. It has great color payoff. They last really well on the skin. So I really recommend those. I've been using those since high school and I have one in my collection to this day. Also, Essence blushes, I love their the blush line, and then also I have like their I think it's like matte touch blush or something. I really love Essence blushes. I think they do a really great job. I feel like they have nailed their formula and they're very affordable. I was going to say the Wet n Wild loose setting powder, but I think that's over $5, so I might hold my tongue on that one. But those 2 blushes I really do enjoy. The 5th question, what is a hidden gem from the drugstore that no one talks about? The Essence Banana Bright setting powder. Nobody talked about this. If you do talk about that, I just missed it, but it is a really, really great powder. I haven't repurchased it in a while because I do have powders that I'm trying to either test out, like that I've purchased and I want to try out, or that I'm just trying to finish up. So I haven't repurchased it, but I'm definitely going to because, for instance, I love this number 7 setting powder, but it's so much more expensive than the Essence one, and the Essence one is better in my opinion. It's so smooth on the skin, and the banana like tint that it has it's faint. Like it brightens, but it brightens enough. It's not to the point where it's like stark, you know, like, but it is a really great powder. I totally think that it is a hidden gem and that no one really talks about it. Number 6, what is your favorite drugstore foundation? This has to be the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. Now, I do have to say that I've used it a couple of times within the past like 2 months. And I feel like my love has maybe gone down like a little bit, but I still really do enjoy it. It lasts really long on the skin. It has great coverage and it's very comfortable on the skin. It's not too matte. It's not too dewy. It's just that natural like satin finish, I guess you would call it. And it just looks really great on the skin. So I really do still love that one. So number 7 is what products do you tend to buy more at the drugstore versus high end? So I put basically everything, LOL, except eyeshadow palettes and lip products. I feel like with eyeshadow palettes, I have drugstore palettes, don't get me wrong. A lot of them though, I will be honest, are Colourpop or like Profusion. I have some BH Cosmetics, but a lot of them are like, you know, Colourpop, Profusion. I have some Juvia's Place, Alter Ego. But I feel like Juvia's Place and Alter Ego, they're kind of like inching their way into more like high end. But anyways, eyeshadow palettes I usually do buy from, you know, high end. I love eyeshadow palettes from ABH. I like Dose of Colors. I do like obviously Natasha Denona, Too Faced. I have like a Huda Beauty. I have 2 Huda Beauty palettes. Like I just really do enjoy high end eyeshadow palettes. I feel like the presentation is, you know, always overall better, like the packaging, just like the aesthetic of the palette overall, and also the formula. So that's usually what I tend to buy. In lip products, I don't know though. I feel like lip products, Yes, I buy from the drugstore, but I guess when it comes to like liquid lipsticks and stuff, they're usually all high ends, like from Ofra, Dose of Colors. I really do enjoy a lot of lip glosses that are high ends, like ABH's lip glosses are stunning, Dose of Colors lip glosses are stunning, Fenty Beauty, etc., etc. So I do buy a lot of lip products from high end. I'm surprised by that. But as far as everything else, is pretty much drugstore, like foundations, primers, setting powders, even setting sprays, I feel like. What else? Brushes, like I use a lot of e.l.f. brushes, blushes, bronzers, everything. Like I just really think that the drugstore has so many great options. And I think if you haven't, tried a lot of things from the drugstore, definitely do so. So yeah, that would be what I buy from the drugstore. Number 8, what drugstore brand do you think is overpriced? So I thought this was an interesting question that she, put in here, but I think it's really important to talk about that drugstore makeup isn't even really affordable anymore. You can't even buy a full face of makeup for $50 at the drugstore anymore. Maybe 75, like you might be pushing it, but I feel like it's still very expensive. But the most expensive is probably NYX, Physicians Formula, and Neutrogena. Those are the 3 that I put. NYX is like ridiculously overpriced. I don't understand why. They have like primers and eyeshadow palettes like pushing like the $20 range. They have eyeshadow palettes for $35, you guys. It is ridiculous in my opinion. I haven't purchased something from NYX in the longest time. There are some things that do catch my eye, but sometimes it's almost too expensive. Like I wanted to buy like a lip liner from them and it was like $8 or $9. I'm like, I don't know. So they are pretty pricey. Physicians Formula, I mean, their butter collection is like 15 bucks. Like it's expensive. Their like foundation is a lot. They have like their organic wear line was really expensive. And then also Neutrogena. Like I recently purchased from Neutrogena it's like the concealer that has like peptides in it. It's pretty nice, but it was like $13 and I ended up purchasing it only because I had like a $2 off like manufacturing coupon or something. So that is also a brand that's overpriced in my opinion. The next question, number 9, what's your favorite drugstore dupe? Definitely the Alter Ego palettes. I think Alter Ego just kills it. They have really great palettes. Or they have really great formulas and also really great prices. So I own the Aurora palette as well as the Goddess palette, and I am so happy with them, you guys. I really wanted the Natasha Denona Gold palette for some time, and I feel like the Alter Ego Goddess palette has basically filled that desire for me. So I'm very, very pleased with the Alter Ego palette. The Aurora palette, same thing. I wanted the Sunrise palette from Natasha Denona, but the Alter Ego one just really fills that desire. So definitely Alter Ego. What is the best what is the best drugstore eyeshadow formula? So I put Alter Ego, Colourpop, Profusion, BH Cosmetics, and e.l.f. I would also, this is funny, I would also probably rate them in that order. Maybe switch Profusion and BH because I think BH Cosmetics might have a better formula than Profusion. But Alter Ego, I just spoke about them. They're great. Colourpop, a lot of people know how great they are. I will say though that lately their releases, I've heard some like bad reviews. Like their Cotton Candy palette supposedly, or Cotton Candy, their Candyland palette was supposedly really not that good. But BH Cosmetics has really great eyeshadows as well as Profusion. And then e.l.f., they have like their 18 colored palettes are pretty good. Their e.l.f. bite size palettes are really good. I will tell you though, I own the Retro Paradise palette from e.l.f. and there are duds in that palette. Like I'm just going to be honest with you. It's a beautiful, beautiful color story, but there are some duds and there are shades you have to really work with in that palette. So number 11, what is the best, or excuse me, what is the worst eyeshadow palette formula? Probably Essence. I remember purchasing a palette from them, and it was just like, it was so bad. I just, it was like blending away. It was creasing terribly by the end of the day. Now, eyeshadow does crease on me regardless. I have pretty oily eyelids. It's just a natural occurrence for me, but that was like awful. Like it was almost as if I didn't even have eyeshadow on. But I remember just working so hard to, you know, get those to work for me. So probably Essence 12, drugstore brand that you used to love but aren't crazy about anymore. That's Wet n Wild. I'm really sad though, because like I love their setting powder. I also really love their Color Icon blushes. They have a good like hydrating like primer serum that I really do like. But their collections just have not been like impressing me. I will tell you though, their last collection that just came out, the Coffee Cat one, looks stunning. Like the neutral eyeshadow palette looks really beautiful, and it looks something very similar to like KKW. And also like the lip glosses that correlate with that palette also look so pretty. So I might be looking into that. But Wet n Wild, besides this last collection, there hasn't really been a lot that's intrigued me. Number 13, drugstore product you didn't expect to like but totally wowed you. Definitely the Flower Beauty Blush Balm. I say that because a couple years ago, I was just so not into cream product. My skin has definitely changed over the years. I used to have very oily skin, and now it's pretty much combination. Sometimes like during the winter, it can be a little bit dry. And also some days I feel like it's pretty normal. So my skin is all over the place, but it's never oily like it used to be. But I feel like I just didn't think I was going to like those blush balms from Flower Beauty because they're liquid blushes. And I was like, this is not going to work for me. They're going to go all over the place. And I ended up loving them. I actually have 2 shades in them now. I have other liquid blushes now. So that totally wowed me. The final question, question number 14, favorite affordable eyeshadow palette right now. So I put Alter Ego. I don't know if that's my favorite at the moment. It probably still is. I haven't used those in a while, I'm going to be honest with you, because I do rotate through my collection pretty regularly. I feel like my favorite might be the e.l.f. Retro Paradise, just because I feel like the color story is really beautiful, and it's a palette that I kept trying to get, but it was always like out of stock at Target, and so I finally got my hands on it, and so I guess I'm just like excited about that palette. But I think my favorite affordable eyeshadow palettes in general are probably just my Alter Ego ones. I look at those and I think they're so stunning, and I like get excited to use them, so I definitely should be pulling out those palettes more often. But anyways, that is the drugstore makeup tag. Thank you so much to Jen for creating this tag. I think it was so much fun. Definitely check out her video and check out her channel as well. And if you are watching my video because you saw Jen's tag and you decided to click on mine, I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and that you consider subscribing. I would love to have you as a part of my channel. And if you did like today's video, please do give it a thumbs up. And I also, can't wait to interact with each and every one of you in the comments. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.